The Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change works to provide policymakers with regular assessments on the scientific basis of climate change, in keeping with the goal to prevent global warming and keep rising temperatures to well below 2 degrees. The weight of scientific evidence indicates greenhouse gas emissions from human activities, including the burning of fossil fuels and other sources, are causing global temperatures to rise. Carbon dioxide traps heat. We have known this to be true for over 150 years. In fact, the last 3 decades are the hottest since the start of the Industrial Revolution in 1850, and concentrations of greenhouse gases in the atmosphere have increased to levels unprecedented in the last 800,000 years. Scientific evidence also indicates that a return from the current concentration of more than 400 parts per million of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere to 350 parts per million or less is necessary to slow or stop the rise in global temperatures. There is only one scenario that prevents temperature increase from exceeding the 2-degree threshold scientists say is manageable. That scenario is the one in which carbon emissions are substantially reduced. There is a limit to the amount of carbon dioxide we can safely emit, and at current emission rates, we will exceed this limit by 2040. Further increases in global temperatures pose imminent and substantial dangers to human health, the natural environment, the economy, national security, and an unacceptable risk of catastrophic impacts to human civilization. So how do we reduce carbon emissions without forcing the population to significantly change their way of life? Renewable energy and mitigation. Renewable energy is generally more labor-intensive than fossil fuel use, and therefore a 25% increase in renewable energy by 2025 is estimated to result in a net creation of 202,000 jobs. The need for energy services is increasing, and will continue to do so. Renewable energy sources will be a key component to providing the necessary power to keep up with demand. Growth will generate increasing investment and incentivize developments in technology and the continual improvements in efficiency. As you can see in this graph provided by the IPCC, the average price of renewables has seen an overall decrease since 1976 as the cumulative global capacity has continually risen. Mitigation strategies will also play a key role in meeting future energy demands, while still keeping below the 2-degree temperature increase scientists say is manageable. There is no shortage of mitigation opportunities that could have a positive impact on the climate and us. Developments in transportation, such as road realignment, electric vehicles, and the expansion of light rail and other infrastructure, would help to cope with warming and drainage while reducing fossil fuel emissions. Strengthening of overhead transmission and distribution infrastructure, like underground cabling for utilities, energy efficiency, and the use of renewable resources, reduces dependence on a single source of energy and would ease the burden on our current infrastructure. And finally, the diversification of tourism attractions and revenue. Increased development of ecotourism in areas of concern could help promote efforts to save these wild places.